Well, hello and welcome back, everyone. This is Dr. Rock again, and this focus tutorial is going to be explaining how to use grading rubrics to succeed. Well, what exactly is a grading rubric? Simply stated, a rubric is the standard by which an assignment will be graded. In almost all of the nursing courses, you will find grading rubrics in chart format, and you will see that a professor will assign a point or percent value to each individual component of each assignment. Let's take a look at an example. So this is actually an example from the Nursing 405 Ethics course as it relates to the hot topic paper, which is the final big writing assignment in that course. You will see that this grading rubric has a number of columns. You'll see that each item to be graded is listed under the first column. Then you'll see the total point value of each of the items in the second column. And then based on the total point value, you can see how many points or the point range you can earn depending on if your item is graded as novice, competent, or proficient. That'll make a little bit more sense when we review those definitions in the next slide. So hang on tight for that. What you'll notice right away is that there are 4 separate items that will be graded in this particular assignment. Some professors grade APA formatting, spelling, and grammar separately. Some professors grade that as a part of each of the items. So you will want to refer to every rubric to understand how APA format, spelling, and grammar is graded. Now let's take a closer look at these individual items. You'll see right away that this kind of gives you a bird's eye view regarding total point values for each of the items. So right away, I notice that this last category here is worth 5 points. That's more than any of the other items. So I know that I will need to maybe spend a little bit more time and attention to this particular section. These middle 2 items are worth 4 points each, so still very important, but not worth as many points as here. And then you will see that this first item is only worth 1 point. So when I look at my grading rubrics, I take a look at the total point value because this kind of guides me in how much time I will spend on each of the graded items. Not that one or the other is more important, it's just worth more or fewer points. It also may be helpful to use these grading rubrics, especially this item category, as an idea for how to organize your paper, organize your thoughts, and even use headings. For those of you that do not have a lot of confidence in your writing ability, and I know there are those of you out there, this is almost a ready-made recipe for you. And when you use your APA book and you determine how you're going to set up your headings, this is kind of a no-brainer. So for this assignment, I would organize my paper into into 4 sections under these specific headings, if that's helpful. Okay, so let me then further define this novice, competent, and proficient category. And you will find these definitions if this is the way that your professor is using a rubric. So novice is basically a C equivalent or average. This grade is given when an assignment demonstrates a lack of understanding of the elements of the assignment, or required elements are difficult to locate due to lack of organization or due to writing style, when the assignment is not clear or concise, When the reader has difficulty distinguishing between fact, theory, and opinion, or theoretical concepts are minimally presented. This is often indicative through substandard use of references and citations, and or when up to 4 APA errors, including spelling or grammar, has occurred. In order to achieve a competent level rating or a B equivalent, this is reflective of an assignment that demonstrates a clear understanding of the elements of the assignment. The content is somewhat supported by references. The required elements are easily located and the questions posed are all answered. The assignment is well organized, concise, and for the most part grammatically correct. When the reader can generally distinguish between fact, theory, and opinion. When appropriate materials are referenced correctly and can include up to 3 APA errors, including spelling and grammar. The definition of proficient or an A equivalent is as follows. The assignment demonstrates clear understanding of all elements of the assignment. The main ideas are clear and well supported by detailed and accurate information. The required elements are easily located and the questions posed are answered thoroughly and completely. Ideas are fully developed, communicated clearly, and a mastery of understanding is evident. Well organized, subheaded if appropriate, concise and grammatically correct. The reader can clearly distinguish between fact, theory, and opinion as the author references these appropriately. The assignment is pleasurable to read because it flows easily from one part to another, imaginatively applies concepts or theories, demonstrates the insights or struggles of the writer, and is relevant to baccalaureate level professional nursing practice, and here up to 1 APA error, including spelling and grammar, is acceptable. So again, now that we've defined those categories, you can see that for the most part, a novice is going to be worth 70 to 80% of the total point value. A competent rating is going to probably be equivalent to 80 to 90% of the total point value, and proficient is 90 to 100%. All right. Like a well-seasoned nurse, I'm also going to be just reiterating a couple of pearls or tips as we close out this tutorial. Number 1, do pay close attention to the point values in rubrics and really let that guide the amount of time, energy, and effort you put into each of the items. Second, if you do not fully understand what is being asked of you in an assignment or in a rubric, please do ask. Do not assume. Sometimes the spirit of the assignment is not fully understood, so we would encourage you to ask those questions. And this concludes the end of this tutorial. I hope that you found it helpful.